Humans are sexual animals, and the probability exists that I may be placed in an ethical dilemma should a sexual relationship develop in such a situation. On this episode, we are going to explore on who's having sex and who's not, and we are going to unpack the governmentality of African sexualities, the sexuality, gender, and disability in Africa, the realities of choice in Africa, the implications for sexuality, vulnerability, and AIDS, and a few poems that talks about sexuality and the challenges of sexuality to an aging generation, and so forth. And at the end of it all, we shall also be looking for questions on the reflections. So we are going to explore, or rather, theoretical frameworks that are instrumental in understanding the politics concerning sexualities, sexual labeling, and sexual hierarchies. And it's important to unpack and examine how individuals in society consciously or unconsciously govern sexualities, their own and the sexualities of other people. The government mentality is a concept whereby the government governs governable citizens who respond according to the policies to create a happy society, or how citizens think about and respond through organized practices, for example, through mentalities, rationalities, and techniques to the modes of which their conduct is governed. The interrelationship between these two levels of meaning. Beyond hierarchy state politics of governmental control, governmentality also can be considered in how the government conducts given sexuality. For example, in individual self-control, parental and family guidance for the children, management of the household, and biopolitical control of populations, and relationship between the knowledge, power, and self-governance, and social control in disciplinary institutions like schools or hospitals. Although the concept of governmentality originates from the West, it is important as an analytical tool for scholars of African sexuality because it facilitates the analysis and locus and dynamics of power in sexual relationships and sexual culture. Governmentality allows the examination of the interactions between the external regulation and self-control of sexual conduct, discussing the centrality of governmentality. It plays a decisive role in this analytics of power in several regards. It offers the review on power beyond the perspective that centers either on consensus or on violence. It links technologies of self-technological of the dominations, the constitution, etc. The second theory is sexual and reproductive health. Sexual and reproductive health is based on justifications aimed at improving performance indicators for sexual reproductive health. The sexual behavior of most Africans has been subjected to multiple and rigorous mechanisms of monitoring, control, and forced compliance. Examples are the indicators include the birth rate, the death rate, the fertility rate, the maternal morbidity rate, the maternal mortality rate, infant mortality rate, sexual debut coital frequency, occurrences of premarital or extramarital sex, among many others. Initially, the focus of sexual and reproductive health are mainly on population control through maternal and child health. The main public health mantra is practicing safe sex in order to prevent unwanted pregnancies and transmission of sexually transmitted infections, including HIV and AIDS. This approach relies heavily on demography, public health, and biomedicine to inform its intervention. Positivity theories, large demography surveys, and randomized control trials and statistical analysis are important sources of evidences upon which policies and programs are based. A major criticism of this approach, however, that is often about reproduction and disease, rarely it is about sexual pleasure, well-being, or indeed about non-reproductive sexualities, unless the individuals concerned are unwell or have health complications.